Hello, this is RV Vagabond Jerry, and just a couple miles north of the Rio Grande del Norte National Monument that I showed you in my last video is a place called the Earthship. Sign here says Earthship Biotecture. It is a community of several private residences on a pretty large piece of real estate here, and everything on this property is totally off-grid. No electricity, water, or sewer from the city or anywhere. Everything is totally self-sustained. They have a visitor center, $9 entrance. So let's go in and I'll show you around. This is the entrance, and these are not holes. These are bottles that is used for part of the construction material. And here's some tires that they also use as construction materials. So this is a completely off-grid facility. All the buildings here are all self-function from wind and solar. This is their office. And this is like a living room with a really big screen TV showing what they do here. This is their treatise. And here's another room with another screen showing what they do.
That's comfortable shelter, that's water, and that's zero discharge sewage treatment, all relating to each other. And then there's electricity. And everybody knows about wind-produced electricity and solar-produced electricity. But one thing to point out about Earthships is because they do so many things for themselves, they need less electricity. Since an Earthship heats itself, it doesn't need electricity to be involved in heating. Since an Earthship provides its own water, it doesn't need electricity to pump a well. So an Earthship, by definition, needs less electricity, and we get that electricity easily from the sun and the wind. And we need something to do with what we call garbage. We invented garbage. It didn't exist before humanity. So we need to figure out how to use our garbage. And there's a lot of things being attempted, but nothing's really that successful. So we're just trying to make these vessels consume garbage in their construction in place of a lot of manufactured materials. And as we keep doing this, we find out that that the things we call garbage, tires, cans, bottles, cardboard, some of these things are manufactured better than the materials that are manufactured for construction, which in many cases are garbage themselves. So we have taken these 6 things and addressed them in a building that we call, it's a vessel that we call the Earthship. And that is the definition of and rationale for this thing, this vessel that we call Earthship.
Our garbage.
Here's their,
Is that vessel.
you might call it a hothouse garden. Here's the restroom. That building is their office I just went through, but all of these other buildings are private residences where people live here all the time. And since it is private, it's a fairly large piece of real estate, and all of these buildings here are private residences. And from here, they all look like a hothouse. Those are either glass windows or solar panels. Here's another building. And just like my motorhome here, they are completely off-grid. And I have spent as long as, I think, 5 weeks in my motorhome without needing any outside facilities. There are a lot more buildings down here that again are private residences. But as the sign says, no visitors, as you wouldn't want people coming in or right up to your house. From a distance, I bet most people, like me, assume that these were just holes that were punched in there just for effect, when it's actually bottles used as part of the construction. And this is a windmill. This really is very little wind today, and it's of course not moving. This is a side view of that building. And this one, I think a lot of what you see here is artistic effect. And this building has the glass for hothouse effect, I guess, and then solar panels. They have this trail coming around here so you can get a better look at the buildings. I'm not quite sure what this means, but this sign says end, and they have this rope. So this is as far as they want you to go, because, like I said, these are private residences. Then out here is a pond. It's a very dirty looking brown water. I guess they get their water from there and filter it. And around at least half of the area here, you can see are high mountains. There's ski areas in some of those. Now in front of the office entrance, they have this little hill that actually goes up on top of the roof. So they have received authorization from the state or the county or whoever to harvest water, rainwater, which comes off of the roof of the building here and drains down. I assume when they're draining water, they have buckets there instead of just that. And this looks like a big drain access, those two things there. So here I'm actually walking on the roof of the building, a little bit of it. And on the other side here is another drain that I'm sure when they get rain, they get busy collecting water. There's another big drain plug, I guess that is. There's an exit of the building, and this shows a bottle wall around the office building. And what is this next to my motorhome? That doesn't look like a motorhome. What is that? And here you can see some of these windows are open for ventilation. It's just right off of the highway there. I've seen a lot of bottle houses around the country. I don't remember seeing any bottle fences, but that's what that is. And this big building over here has a lot of bottles used in its construction. So they take what people would throw away as garbage and use it as construction material for homes. How about that? So this is a unique facility, although I think there are several similar properties around the country. And since it's right on my way, I figured I would stop and do a video. Good day, folks.